Let's talk about saving and investment. We think we've got it figured out, right? You save money, you invest it, it grows. Sounds pretty straightforward. But what if I told you that simple idea is actually missing the biggest piece of the puzzle? Well, today we're going to dig into the hidden link between these two concepts, and you'll see how it literally shapes everything around us.
And we're going to kick things off with a little puzzle. Imagine this. You've got two investments on the table. One is clearly, without a doubt, more profitable than the other. It's a no-brainer, right? You take the more profitable one every single time. Or would you? Well, it turns out it's not nearly that simple. And by the end of this, you're going to see exactly why.
Okay, so to crack this puzzle, we have to do something kind of fundamental first. We need to totally change how we think about saving and investment. Forget seeing them as just piles of money sitting on a balance sheet. We've got to start looking at them as a process, something dynamic that happens over time.
So, you've got two ways to look at this. The old school way is what we call the stock view. Think of it like a photograph, a single snapshot of a company's balance sheet. It's just one moment frozen in time. But the real story, the much more useful view, is the flow perspective. And that's not a snapshot, it's the whole movie. It shows how production and demand are actually playing out, scene by scene, over time.
All right, so for watching the movie, the flow, what do we see? Well, investment isn't just about money. It's about creating the supply of stuff we'll be able to buy in the future. And saving, that's the other side of it. It's creating the demand for all that future stuff because we're deciding not to spend our money today. You see? They're perfectly linked. Supply and demand for the future. A perfect match.
Okay, that's the big idea. Now let's make it real. We're going to dive into a story of two completely different investment plans. And I promise you, this is where that light bulb moment is going to happen.
First, let's look at Plan A. You can think of this as the quick payout plan. It's the short-term strategy. You invest, and you don't have to wait around forever to see the results.
So, let's look at how this plays out. Right at the start, at time 0, we put in 100. Then we just wait one period, and boom, in period 1, we get 55 back. In period 2, we get another 55. So you put in 100, you get back a total of 110. That gives you a nice clean profit of 10. Pretty straightforward, right?
Okay, now for Plan B. And this one's a whole different animal. This is the long game. It's going to require a lot more patience. But let's see if that patience pays off. All right, pay close attention to the details here. Just like before, we invest 100 at the start. But here's the twist. In period 1, we don't cash out. Instead, we double down. We invest another 100. So we have to wait and wait for 2 full periods. But then look at the reward for that patience. A huge payout of 240 all at once in period 2. So we put in 200 total and we get back 240. That's a net profit of 40.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got two plans. Plan A, you put in 100 and get 10 back in profit. Plan B, you put in 200 and get 40 back. So which one is actually the more productive, the better deal?
Well, when you look at it as a percentage return on your investment, it's not even close. Plan A gets you a 10% net return. Not bad, right? But Plan B delivers a whopping 20% net return. It is literally twice as productive. For every single dollar you put in, you get double the profit. That's a huge difference.
Yep, the numbers are crystal clear on this one. When you're just talking about pure productivity, Plan B is the undisputed champion. It's not even a competition.
And this brings us right back to that puzzle we started with. If Plan B is so obviously better, why would anyone in their right mind ever choose Plan A? Well, this is where we get to the secret ingredient, the hidden factor that changes the entire equation. So let's really think about that question now that we see the numbers. What on earth could possibly make someone, or a whole company, or even a whole country, choose a 10% return when a 20% return is sitting right there on the table?
And the answer? It's so simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. It has nothing to do with the math. It has everything to do with time. The answer is patience. Here it is. This is the critical trade-off. With Plan A, you only have to wait for one single period before you start getting paid. But to get that incredible 20% return from Plan B, you have to be willing, and just as importantly, able to save for 2 periods in a row. If you absolutely need that money in period 2, then Plan B isn't even an option for you. You're completely locked out of the better investment. Your ability to wait, your patience, literally defines the investment opportunities you have. And this is the absolute core of the whole thing. We usually think that investment opportunities just exist, and then we save up for them. but it's actually the other way around. The nature of our saving, specifically how long we can afford to wait, is what determines the entire menu of investments that are even available in the first place. Our collective patience sets the ultimate limit on how productive we can be.
I mean, that's a huge concept when you think about it. But it also begs a very practical question, right? How in the world do you measure something as fuzzy as patience or the time frame of an investment? You can't just guess. You need an actual tool for the job.
And of course, economists have one. The tool is called Macaulay duration. I know, it sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. All it does is measure the weighted average time it takes to get your money back from an investment. It basically puts a hard number on this idea of financial patience. It's the tool that tells you, mathematically, whether you're looking at a short-term plan A or a long-term, more patient plan B.
So there you have it. The willingness to wait isn't just some nice personal quality. It's a fundamental economic force that literally dictates how prosperous we can become. The more patient a society is, the more productive its investments can be. So how does this all work in the real world? Well, that's where a tool like Macaulay duration becomes so powerful. And in our next explainer, we're going to pop the hood and see exactly how it's calculated. You're not going to want to miss it.